Ever wondered how huge companies like Domino's manage their business processes across thousands of outlets with a robust ERP software? Hi there, finance professionals. Welcome to our new series where we break down the need and importance of each step in the ERP implementation process with the help of an example.
Yeah. So now we go to the most important part in the pizza. Okay, everything is prepared, but the most important ingredient would be your seasoning. What would you choose to be on the top of your pizza? So, cutover activities is one of the things which is very important that comes up in our implementation project, is where we validate all of the data in the production system. We validate the masters, we validate the cutover balances, we validate that the system is ready and can be used and we can go live on it. That is a major part of cutover activities. So now let's take another example that would be very familiar to us. That is, if you are moving to a new place. Okay, so now you have the flat ready, you have seen everything. Now you have to have a plan to shift. So without that plan in hand, there might be chances that there would be a mishap. So will you do is you'll have a plan. You'll take your old furniture. You might want something new added, so you would get that added. Okay, so that is how cutover functions in a very important manner before the go live. It also helps you keep the final checks. You'll check the locks in the house. You'll check the locality. You'll check if the windows are fine. You'll check if everything is working. So that is what cutover is exactly when it comes to an ERP implementation. It serves as a very important part wherein we ensure that any mishaps that can come up in the future are dealt with before the go live. So as you can see, the key examples that I mentioned, current balances upload, validating of the data accuracy, minimizing disruptions. As I mentioned in our example, we will minimize, if we have a plan, we'll minimize problems that, oh, मेरा shifting के time पे टीवी खराब हो गया क्योंकि किसी ने ध्यान नहीं दिया. So all of that problems can be handled in a better way.
So first question is basically minimize disruptions you are told. What happens if I don't do a data cutover? For example, AR और AP का बैलेंस मैंने नहीं चढ़ाया तो क्या
देर
होगा?
देर माइट बी चांसेस कि आपने कम पेबल्स चढ़ाए तो आपके आधे वेंडर्स को आपने पैसा पे ही नहीं किया क्योंकि आपका बैलेंस ही नहीं है उसमें. तो यूड बी लाइक मेरे नए सिस्टम में तो बैलेंस है ही नहीं तो आई वुडेंट पे.
Good.
कस्टमर्स
So
अगर
that
छूट
means you're
गए.
saying for the purpose of basically operational transactions for the past period. Okay, if you have to pay any vendor and if you have to receive any money, the cutover balancer needs to be there in the system. Otherwise, you have to basically book it as on account payments, on account receipts, basically, which leads to a lot of data reconciliation issues in future. Correct?
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
What is the difference between a data cutover and a migration?
So data cutover is as on a date. So when we have decided that, say we are let me continue with the example so that it's easier to understand. हमने डिसाइड किया कि 1 मार्च से हम नए घर में शिफ्ट होंगे. ठीक है. तो we take whatever is there in our old house and take it to the new place. Whereas data migration is a process and हर एक चीज धीरे 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 आ रहा है. There is a chance that, okay, you have a rent agreement that's ending on the 31st of March and you have to shift in the
Bad
new house on
example.
1st of April.
Let me rephrase.
Okay.
I'll rephrase it better. Okay, in your example only. Data migration is घर का सारा सामान, ओके, घर का सारा सामान एक साथ लेके
धीरे
जाने
धीरे
का अपना
आएगा.
घर का सामान, ओके, दैट इज डेटा माइग्रेशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ
हाँ.
यू आर गोइंग लाइव ऑन 1st of January, okay,
हम्म.
first of all, I like the kind of storytelling what you're using for training, right? All of you, very good. I mean, it is a very well made present. I'm really impressed. Like technical accounting का भी एक जो उन्होंने बनाया था और अभी ये जो बनाया है, it is excellent, right? So what I was trying to say is, in your example, basically it is moving off the old things completely. Okay, vis-a-vis buying everything new.
Yeah.
Okay. So logically in the data migration, always advise companies that don't do data migration, do a data cutover only. Unless you are going live by 31st May or basically 30th June, where only 3 months of data transition is involved. There basically you can think But ultimately, from a philosophy perspective, don't do data migration in the new system, because the kind of what do you say, variables, the kind of basically columns, the kind of fields what you want in your new ERP, you might not be able to dissect the data in that form. That's the reason data migration is very difficult. And live cases, we are struggling in quite a few customers because of this. How do you determine that cutover कौन से चीज का होना चाहिए? Would it depend on the industry? Would it depend on the area? For example, if you're doing an implementation of Shamrock, was AR and AP relevant? Only the lead and opportunity. So how do you determine that which in any implementation, which are the areas that where you need to do a cutover? So that becomes a content. Explain me.
Okay, so two aspects to be covered. First of all, cutover is something all your open balances. Okay, regardless of कौन सा module implement कर रहे हो, कौन सा system implement कर रहे हो, anything which has future transactions to be passed again, वहाँ पे आपका cutover irrelevant है, right? Second, कौन सा module आप implement कर रहे हो. If it's a full suite module and if it has finance function, HRMS, lead, तो वो केस में आपके जो open leads है, जिसके ऊपर which you have qualified, ओपन AR है, ओपन AP, ऑल दोस आर रेलेवेंट फॉर कटिंग. ठीक है, बट अज्यूमिंग आप कोई एक सिस्टम में अगर आप कोई क्लाइंट में सिर्फ CRM इंप्लीमेंट कर रहे हो, इन विच केस ओपन AR हैज नो रेलेवेंस बिकॉज वो इज गोना बी देयर इन योर लेगेसी सिस्टम और इन योर ओरिजिनल एग्जिस्टिंग सिस्टम ओनली. तो इन विच केस जो नया मॉड्यूल इंप्लीमेंट है उसका जो भी cutover that becomes relevant for.
So probably at the stage of BRD itself, you can determine which cutovers are relevant. So can I say industry plus module is a combination?
Industry plus module, yeah, please.
Okay, so this has to go as a content again, right? So this becomes very relevant because, for example, IT services may, okay, there will be open projects. Okay, there will be open sales order. Everything plays a role.
Yeah.
So it depends on industry to industry which cutover areas are important.
Yeah.
Next is user training. This is basically where we will give you your recommendations of what is the best practice or the best pizza that you can have. Okay, so the main objective of user training is to familiarize the employees or the business team with the new system. Because we are getting a huge change, this becomes very important to help them understand कि कैसे होगा उनका फ्यूचर फ्लो. सो दैट्स व्हेन यूजर ट्रेनिंग कम्स इनटू पिक्चर. उसके की कंपोनेंट्स ये है कि फर्स्ट इज सिस्टम फेमिलराइजेशन, सेकंड हम उनको एक्सप्लेन करते हैं कि क्या क्या फीचर्स है. नाउ इफ यू आर गोइंग to have a pizza and if you ask for a recommendation, they'll explain it to you, right? कौन सा डो अच्छा है, कौन सा टॉपिंग्स अच्छा है, कौन सा सॉस जाएगा उसके साथ. That is nothing but the feature explanation that we do in our user training. Third is a report overview. We give an overview of how will it look. Now, in case of a pizza, it's kind of difficult to determine how it will taste. But in case of an ERP, we can give you an overview of how reports look. Okay, that's like very basic that we do. The third is the ways of training. There are 3 different ways that we currently use in our vertical. Is first we have training sessions. We have a call like this, which we have an L&D session, which is very interactive, wherein users can pitch in their questions. They can ask us about basic requirements, what a feature is. Everything is covered in a online session. Second is training videos. We've used it for one of our clients, wherein we have someone do the full process and we have a training video prepared for it. Hetvi has done it. If you want, you can ask her for the videos. It's amazing. Third is a face-to-face session that we do. After COVID, it has become a bit less, but maybe before COVID, it would be more prominent to have a conference room session wherein you are with 10 people and you're showing them how a system works. These are the 3 major ways of training that we have taken up.
Which training method would you recommend as an ERP expert? Is face-to-face important, or videos are better, or a combination is better? Or what happens in a conference room pilot, or if a typical implementation tech partner says that I'll train the trainer, okay, and after that तुम्हारा code लो. Is that approach effective, or basically training each and every user and user getting the confidence is more important? What is your thought process on this?
Training each and every user is better क्योंकि क्या होता है, once we have the training session, attention span बहुत कम होता है लोगों का. They don't pay attention. तो क्या होता है, बेसिक स्टफ जो हमने कवर किया है ट्रेनिंग में, वो बाद में एज अ इशू बन के आता है हाइपर करके, अरे ये तो नहीं हुआ, ये कैसे हो गया, हमने गलत पोस्ट कर दिया, but we have covered it. It's just that they haven't looked into it. So there could, if a combination is there, it is better. Okay, we will have a training video that is recorded, and we can have an online and offline training. एक session offline ले लिया, एक session online ले लिया. The combination of those three would be very efficient. Next is go live and hypercare. Now your pizza is ready. Okay, so basically go live is just when we launch, like the system is available, and you can start using the new system for your activities. That is go live. The most critical part after go live is hypercare, wherein it we are always there for our clients, because this phase of transition is very difficult for them, so adapting to a new system becomes a bit of a challenge. So whenever they have facing any issues is when we are available for them. Hypercare lasts for mostly a month, as Anand rightly said. The hypercare lasts for a month, and we ensure that book closing for that month is done from our end, from our support. Okay, so that is basically what hypercare consists of. It If I have to give you an example, if you are shopping, say you have a okay, let me give you a good example. So now you have a new mobile app. Okay, take it any new mobile app that you have. Now you are using it. Okay, there might be chances that you do not know a lot of features in that app, or you might do something wrong. So that is when the company who launches the app has an active support team at the back to cater to your needs. When Zomato came in new, there might be a huge team managing that app, taking customer queries and supporting them. That is the hyper care phase that is there in any ERP transition, and it is very important, because this is where we face major challenges when the clients are making mistakes more often, and it's not bad, they are bound to make mistakes because it's a new system, so you cannot say that, oh, kaise kar rahe hai. It's new for them, so it's fine. That's where we come into picture, and we are always there, like one call away, that, oh, मैंने ये गलत post कर दिया, इसको कैसे reverse करूँ. So that is where we are there in the picture. Okay, so this is basically go live and hypercare.